All right. Welcome, everybody. February 22nd, 2021, live Q&A show. I am your host tonight, Blues Coins. And we got our panel members joining us tonight. We got some great looking coins to be going through and a good discussion topic. So sit back, hit that like button, enjoy the show.
222.
220, what did I say?
221.
See,
It's
I
double
lost
the
Eric,
die.
let me pass again. Jeez, man. I give it up.
All right, already lost today. For the people that have been dealing with these storms, I hope everything is getting better in your neck of the woods. We are thawed out here in Oklahoma. It was 65 degrees today. Tomorrow is supposed to be 71. This time last week, we were -2. So that's Oklahoma weather for you. And I'm sure it's going right across the United States.
Hey, everybody.
Whoa, Wanda, what? Sausage
Ooh.
fest this evening? What does that mean? Just because there's a bunch of dudes on the panel tonight. Come on,
All right,
can't be
Chico, take your clothes off.
No. Unless you want me to whitewash the entire stream, we're not.
I thought she was bringing us all dinner.
Yeah, I'm like, I like eggs with my, but
Sausage on a stick.
Oh, I see Amber is in the chat helping us out. Look what I have, Amber.
Z Square, Wanda, Kevin, BR Chef is in here. Minnesota Joe.
Hey, Z.
Welcome everybody. Cindelicious, welcome.
Amber.
Amber, there's Amber. I'm sure she is waiting for the weather to break so she get out there and maybe do some more fishing or do some more work on the house. She's always doing something.
Busy as a bee.
Okay, so should we go around the circle here and let's introduce ourselves? And let's start down in the far right-hand corner with Blue Ridge. Okay, let's start off in the far left-hand corner with.
You can see my hunchback on the camera still. Good evening, everyone. I'm Sean with Blue Ridge. You guys know me as, that guy. Thank you, everyone, for joining in this evening. We have a pretty stacked program for you. We took last week off, so yeah, we got double the fun today. Let's see. Been working on typeset. Not really doing a whole heck of a else lot because I'm saving up money for nicer coins, and yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, I did go through some dateless buffaloes again. Nothing really to write home to mother about except an RPM. That's it.
All right, thank you, Sean.
Stuff. Yeah,
always dateless buffaloes are always fun to go through. Jeff,
I was looking for that 16 DDO.
Oh yeah, that'll be the one to find.
Oh yeah,
exactly. That's why I do it. Hey, my name is Jeff Stanley. My channel is Jeff Stanley Coins and Octane, and I collect coins. Primarily focused on varieties, a few errors here and there. Series I collect or I'm active with right now are Indian Heads, Buffalo Nickels, Jefferson Nickels, and I'll go through your occasional Lincoln Head cents and quarters. Those are the series that I'm pretty active with right now. I'm always go into others as well. I collect it all.
All right. Thank you, Jeff. How about over to Seamus?
Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. This is Seamus. Also, my real name is Carl, and it's an honor again to be asked here twice for the second time. I was surprised that they wouldn't keep me around. My job is to take the blame. They've hired me as the hit man. I'll take the hit. I'll take the heat, and that's what they pay me for. They blame everything on me, and when they say Carl's fired, then everybody's going to be happy after that.
Hey.
I'm new to collecting. Got into it about 2 years ago, and I collect modern U.S. coinage in albums, and got into varieties and errors, and I'm stick with Lincoln Memorial cents and BU rolls is what I search for, and that's mostly for to kill the time, for something to do, and I was selling them on eBay without saving any for myself. And I did that for about 3 months before I decided, well, I should probably be keeping one of these for myself. And so now I've got a nice collection of Lincoln Cent errors and varieties, as well as a few submissions to Wexler's and Copper Coins and Variety Vista that have had new submissions and new listings with them. And I do the occasional quarter box for coin roll hunting. I like quarters. Not so much halves is not a favorite of mine, but quarters and pennies. And that's about it on me this time.
All right. Well, that's enough of the from the FNG, and us military folks understands what that stands for. So let's go over to Menta Coins.
Hey, everybody. Good to see everybody. Mantic Coins, also known as Shay Hoffmaster and also known as Glutton for Punishment. I went out and got me a sack of coins, 1960D. So I got me 5,000 pennies to look through of the same denomination and mint mark, and I think I'm going bonkers. Anyway, I don't know if you guys have ever thought about doing that, but it is a lot of fun. There's lots of RPMs and neat little finds that I've come across, and so that's what I've been up to lately, other than working on Numis Labs and making progress there. And so hopefully we'll have stuff to share with you guys soon on that front.
So 60D bag, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Only like one of the most desirable Lincoln Cent dates on the face of the earth.
Well, I'm actually going for getting all the RPMs. I don't know if I can pull it off, but I want at least one BU example of every one of them. So I think I'm about a fourth of the way there.
Yeah, well, and finding a large small dates is the bonus.
That's about 50.
Yeah, those bags, yeah, they can be a lot of fun, but they'll drive you crazy.
Yeah, I'm really getting
What would
to know.
drive you crazy is like a 1979 bag of Lincolns.
Oh.
What do I look for? Just look for a pretty one.
Yeah.
BU.
Yeah.
Well,
I have some pretty ones in that.
I can look at a 1960D and point out all the working hub doubling now, so that's good.
You could do what I did, and I misread an eBay listing. I thought I was getting all of the Jefferson nickels in mint set packaging like this from 70 to 2001. No, I totally misread it and missed it. And I wound up with 70, 2001 Jefferson nickels.
That's when you put them in a bag and make it a doorstop.
Yeah. Well, now here's the kicker, though. They're not worth a whole lot to grade and they're all full steps unless they've got marks on them. unless you can find a 67 in the Denver Mint, and I think I may have 2 of them.
Hey.
I have 2 really nice, respectable ones. I may give it a shot. So
are we going to see some of these 2001 nickels on the big show here shortly, or?
I have a box that I've been assembling together that I'm going to dump
Not
on
yet,
Paula soon, and I can guarantee you she's going to get some 2001 nickels in there.
All right. And I am Eric, Blues Coins. Got a YouTube channel, part of the Q&A live show, and Facebook pages, and a couple other ones. Era Variety Collector. I've just been tinkering with it here and there for the last couple months. It's been real around here, so it's just good to be here every week and take part and have some fun and share some knowledge and hang out with y'all. So I see we got 52 people in chat right now. That's outstanding. Remember to hit that like for us. And if you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button and that bell, and you'll get notifications every time that we are doing this, so you won't miss a show. And that is
get the major 1,000 subs. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. And that commercial was brought to you by the manufacturers that made ShamWow, the quicker picker upper.
ShamWow.
Is Billy Mays here?
Yeah. That product is still around. I think I got some in a mint bag over here in the closet.
What's the other stuff? Flex Seal?
Yeah.
Just spray a screen door in your bow and you just ride it across the lake.
Hey, I heard the new craze is that Gorilla Glue hairspray. So we'll see how that works out for him.
Wow.
Poof. And the stream is done. All right. Tonight's discussion topic, we're going to go around the board and we're going to get everybody's thought on what they've learned recently from being a numismatist. So we could just start somewhere. Is anybody ready to answer that? Chime on in, or I'm just going to start picking people, and it might. Yep, Jeff is gone. I am not answering that question.
Your question, I couldn't hear you. What you said? What did you ask?
What have we learned recently from being a numismatist?
I've got a couple of things. I don't mind starting.
All right. Well, let's go over to Shay.
So first off, I do want to mention. Somebody asked about where, and I'm probably not going to tell you where, but you always want to make sure you get the stitched, and it's cross stitched all the way across the top. I've already removed the stitching, but be wary of these bags if you buy them. I mean, they still exist, but you want to see string like this going across the bag. All right. And on both, and there is a way where you can remove it, but I've seen on eBay, I've seen everything in the book. You can buy these bags already empty so people can fill them up with stuff and reuse them and whatnot. So you want to make sure you get it from a reputable dealer if you buy that. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about, because I spent a lot of time this week learning about clip planchets. So, who knew? Some of you guys have probably heard about the Blakesley effect. That happens on some of the larger clips where the opposite side from the clip is a little depressed, and that's part of something that happens in the process. All right. And I don't know if you know, and I started digging deeper to kind of learn some more. And so, the mint uses sheets of coin metal, and they put these rolls and they roll it out onto a flatbed like a roller. all right? And it goes into an area where it has brackets, right? And that holding it in place, and as it passes under that, there is a punch, and there's a whole bunch of punches, and they can change this out for the different denominations, and this thing will punch into the metal, knocking the planchets out of the metal. And as this metal rolls forward, that can be adjusted. All right. So you imagine all these punches just punch through and the mill stops. All right. So then they go and they restart it, but they didn't adjust the metal right. So now the punches go down and it overlaps with some of the existing holes that are already there. And so you get these really cool curved clips. Now it usually happens on the either end of the coil because the sides are bound by holders that are holding it in place. So the punches are going straight down. Now, some other things I didn't know, but they actually cut the end when they first feed it in to trim off all the ragged edges, usually, not always, and that's what a ragged clip comes from. Other times they'll take a credit card size chunk out of the metal and go use it for testing the coin metal to make sure whatever test they run, right? Well, that leaves a 90-degree angle in there, and if that area goes through and it punches it, you have 90-degree clips, inside and outside angles, and it's really cool. It's like all this stuff on how that process works. I would definitely suggest that you guys take a look and go deeper like that and learn all the nuances and how different type of clips could be made, because that was fun. Alan Herbert is a good reference. I have it close by usually. Price Guide to Mint Air 7th edition. So anyway, this is good. Watch some videos. Take a deep dive on each part of the minting process and learn all you can. That's it.
All right. Thank you, Shay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't even think that there could even be a 90-degree angled clip on a coin.
Yeah.
I mean, if I came across one of those at a show or something, I'd be like, man, that guy's got some good cutters.
Well, multiple. So that metal can go through multiple times, and you could have 3 or 4 clips on one coin, though usually they're smaller, but it's pretty neat that all these things, it's not just the metal strip, it's the punches, the metal strip, the operator moving that metal through. All these things come together to create these errors. So.
Have you come across any websites that really go into depth on the clip planchet?
No. ErrorRef does have some information, but again, really the best information I found was in this book right here by Alan Herbert.
Yeah, Alan Herbert. Yeah. You mean this one?
Yeah. And Paula just got one that was signed by Alan Herbert. What a score!
Yeah,
That was a score.
yeah. It was a surprise sign. She didn't even know it was signed when she got it, so someone was looking out for her.
Very cool.
That's great. Yeah, those clip planchets, man, they could be fun to examine and to find. You should find. I'm hoping you find some in your bag.
I found laminations, but no clip planchets yet. But I'm not even a third of the way through the bag, so
yeah,
we'll see. I want that small over large day.
Yeah, and all the RPMs.
All 500 of them.
Yeah, and I want some of those MS70s out of there too. So we are not asking for much. All right. Anybody else want to jump in?
I learned something today, or this week.
Man, it got quiet.
Can you hear me?
Go for it, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm going to share my screen, Eric, and it's something I learned on ErrorRef. Can you see that? I'm trying to share my screen.
It is black. There we go.
That's mine.
Oh, I
Mine's
didn't click that.
Yeah, never mind. Anyway.
Oh, wait a minute.
There it is. There was an error ref.
Too many people clicking buttons.
All right. There we go. This is dye subsidence or sunken dye. And I saw this on a 1968 D penny. Somebody had something on the back inside the memorial. And I had a coin or a penny just like that one that they were showing on Facebook. And I had it down that it was a dye clash, but it was actually a sunken dye or dye subsidence. So this is where I went and found out about that and learn more to be able to identify those. I can put this link in the chat if anybody wants to learn more about those.
Yeah,
I couldn't match that clash with anything, so I couldn't make an overlay match up with what I thought was a clash on the reverse because it was a sunken dye instead. So.
And you think you had one of those?
Yeah, I had one just exactly like the one that was on the Facebook post. So I said, yeah, I recognize that. And I had it sitting right here on my desk in a flip for months. And here this person had the exact same one and asked a question about it. So I learned that this week.
That's cool.
Nice.
So that was like one you had, and you had kind of had some questions yourself about, and you just set it aside because you didn't have an answer at that point.
That's right. Yeah, and I'm glad I'm glad I didn't try to sell it as a clash or something like that, and then look stupid for doing that. It's not a clash. It's dye subsidence, and really has no premium to it. Just a numismatic interest example.
Yeah. I think that's some of the best advice that we've ever received, and it's some of the best advice we try to give out. Is if you run across something you can't quite get a good answer of what it is, or you don't know what it is or whatever, set it aside for a little bit and come back to it.
Yeah, it's always interesting when you come across coins, and once you do what seems to be for hours trying to figure out what it is, and you finally pinpoint it down as something, it's like, wow, that's really cool, and it's more than what I thought it was. So yeah, errorref.com, that's a great site. You cannot go wrong looking at that site. It has tons of information on it. So Jeff, are you ready, or you want me to go?
Yeah, I can click over. Mine's visual. Let me kind of get it focused in here. I wasn't really doing any research, but I just happened to have how Facebook will do like a suggested article or whatever, and I ran across this. Apparently in 2013, they came out with the 5-ounce America the Beautiful bullion series for the to go along with the quarters, the 5-ounce silver. What am I trying to say? The coin. It's supposed to be a quarter, but it's a 5-ounce hunk of silver. And they've got two versions. They've got the version that they load up in the monster box, and that's actually bullion that you sell and trade on AppMex. But then you also have the ones that come in the presentation case that are considered, I guess, they're SP specimen sets. And but this is the one in 2013. It came out for the state of Tennessee, Great Smoky Mountains National Park. And somebody at NG. The story is somebody at NGC was doing a grade on one, and noticed it was missing the P. And I didn't know about this before. I had no idea that this was even a thing. I could have gone all, if I collected these, and I don't really do a whole lot of bullion, but I'm going to pay attention now. Because this is certainly a neat variety to have. A no P, 5 ounce, America the Beautiful, Great Smoky Mountains, State of Tennessee quarter. Something to look out for. And I would imagine if they've got some that they've missed on that particular state, that particular issue, they probably missed it on some others. So look out for weird stuff like this, stuff where something you expect to see that, we might not be used to seeing that P on there because we go through, quarters or coins used to not have the Philadelphia Mint mark. And wouldn't be unusual to think that would not be on there, but that's certainly missing on that one. It's one I'm going to start looking out for, see if I can snatch one of these up. But keep in mind the difference of what you're looking for. You don't want to go and look at the bullion series where it's just the general business strike ones. You want to look at the specimen ones. These are the ones that come in the fancy U.S. Mint case. And it'll be, if you're looking at a certified example, it'd be labeled, it'd be graded SP. And most of them should be SP 69 or 70. There might be some 68s out there. Just something different to look for while you're out, shopping on eBay or looking at a show. If you've got a dealer who has a whole bunch of these, pick through these and see if you can find one.
Gregory McCoy had a question. Did they forget the mint mark, or is it a greaser, or what caused it? Did they determine that, Jeff?
That's a good question. The article I was reading, they didn't really say what happened there. Attributed as they're calling it an error. Vapor blasted missing mint mark coins that are individually packed. Okay. No, it doesn't really say what caused it. They don't really speculate on exactly what caused it. But that's an interesting. That's a good question. I would. That should be punched into the die, and I'm wondering if maybe one of those working die, they managed to not punch that in to the working die. Or they managed to not do it. That's done as part of the design on those. So they managed to not punch it in, or maybe it was a greaser, right? It's interesting. It'd be interesting to see to find out in the minting process if they do the 5 ounce silver a little bit different than they do the other coins.
It's also a no D coin or a no S coin, so that might give you food for thought.
There you go.
Well, I just opened a can of worms.
Yeah. That's a good question to ask. How did it? It's one thing to sit there and say go out there and look for it. It's another thing. Hey, how did it happen?
Yeah.
There's
that's an awfully specific high-end cherry pick type of coin right there, or hockey puck. I think that's what they call those 5 ouncers.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a few that I bought some of the bullion back in the and I'd never owned one before. I bought some of the bullion back in the spring when silver was really cheap. And I tell you, those are hosses. Those are huge.
Yeah, they're nice big coins. Don't use them as cup coasters.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm curious. Now I'm going to investigate and I'm going to learn more now.
Yep. Like
That's how it works, right?
It opened a can of worms is what it did.
Exactly. Exactly. Somebody just sent me down the rabbit hole. Thanks for that. No, it's good. It's all good.
We can find that person in chat and call them out if you want.
No. Rabbit holes are good. Rabbit holes are good unless it's.
I guess it's going to be my turn, and I do got to honestly say, for about the last month, I really have not done much with coins on my end for my personal collection and stuff. I am learning some stuff going through some of these Q&A emails and doing some research, figuring out what this is and what that is and everything. But I really do not have much on tonight's topic subject line. And it's basically my own fault. I've been kind of just in the sidelines and taking care of my own thing here. So next week, I should be back in the form again. I'm getting back into it, getting stuff cleaned up. So hopefully the upcoming streams, I will have more information to pass on about my personal experiences with coins and stuff that I have learned. So that's all I got. Yeah, I know. I just called myself out for being a slacker, but you know what? Honesty's the best thing. I guess I could have made up something. So maybe we get Carl to write a story about it.
Where do you want it to take place and when? And I'll get right on it.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a good storyteller. So
Are we ready for coin?
yeah, we got any are you ready, Jeff?
Yeah, man. Let me get the first set up.
Anybody have anything to add before we get into the show and tell part?
Yeah, I do. The one thing that I learned numismatically this week is that the ladies do not particularly care that you are into coins.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry, Sean. Did I miss you?
Not anymore. I said what I had to say.
Oh my goodness. I apologize, sir. I thought we went around the board already.
It's all right. I'm trying to let you off the hook. It's cool.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
Short and sweet, though. That's the way we like it. Short and sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. When you tell the ladies you're a coin collector, they'll be like, geek, coin nerd.
Hey, as long as you own a BMW, right?
Hey, I guess if that's their thing. All right. Let's go.
On that note, my family sat around the dinner table and sat there and took turns trolling me during dinner last week about coin collecting.
Don't you love your family?
Yeah. No support. No, I mean, even the little one who's into it.
They did the good old dog pile, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, he saw a chance to give dad the business and he took it.
Hey, he just wanted to be part of the crowd. Hey,
he was. Yeah. He just wanted to look cool. He wanted to look cool in front of the older one. That's what he wanted to do.
I get people running away from me when I say, "Hey, did I show you what I found on my belly button last week?" And I start drawers and stuff in the kitchen utensil drawer. That shuts them up.
Yeah.
I have a friend who's kept all the lint out of his dryer for the last 30 years. He just stuffs it into a jar every time. So who knows what you're going to collect?
Hey,
no, is he trying to make
what?
that?
If you send it to Calvin Klein, they'll make you another T-shirt out of it. All right, let's go over here to Jeff. All right.
Wants to
we got
read.
from Brenda. The penny has an extra head on it. The nickel has an S mint mark, and the nickel on top looks like a big S. The dimes, I'm not sure if one of them is silver or not, and the other dimes had the front, but the back is not there, and the other penny looks silver. Okay.
Wow. So we're going to sort this one out or what?
We'll just go, I guess, one picture.
Well, it's I didn't, I saw the dime there, and I looked at the picture set I got. I don't see the dime in there, but the important one's in there.
Was that the one I put in there about the nickel?
Hey, somebody put this in there. I'm gonna go back and look and see who put this in there.
I could tell you put
Hey,
that in
Howard,
there.
it's not me. I wouldn't troll you that way because that's how I roll.
Is that a pony?
So there's
I put that in there, and it's for the 1941 S nickel. Discussion that might be the trumpet tail, MMS 002.
So this is why we ask you to send an email, 1 coin per email with a question, front and back images of that coin, because we get confused.
all right. So I'm gonna cut to the chase.
I believe it was that top one.
Yeah. Oh, there's the one with the head on it.
Yep, that's counter stamped.
I had a better picture of that. I could have sworn. Oh, okay. And what did you come up with on that one?
I believe this is actually the MMS 002, the trumpet tail variety.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I got it matched up as a confirmed.
Let me see if I can pull the Variety Vista picture pretty quick. Just so we've got a little bit more of a comparison.
Yes.
I can throw that into the picture set.
It's a lot more thick.
You're back. People are dropping from the stream like rabbits, man. It's
Well, it was weird. I'm like, what happened? I'm like, I disappeared all of a sudden.
I might have been clicking buttons. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a great possibility that could have been me. Unfortunately, when you add someone to the stream, it reverts back to the main photo, and that's why you saw all of us up there for a minute. And now we're back to the S nickel.
Almost there, almost there.
I mean, just looking at it, it's extra fat in the middle and on top there. I don't know if that's just from. It looks like it's just from circulation. So there is, there it is. You shot it. You got it. Trumpet tail. But notice how much thicker that center and top is on the target coin on the 41 came in. Let's see.
Overall, it's just a broader looking mint mark. I have a few of the large S 41s, and they're pretty easy to spot. If I'm not mistaken, I think there's even a notable RPM for that large S as well.
Yeah.
Paula wrote on Facebook, she says, it looks like the MMS 001. Look at the bottom serif. It extends past the bottom loop. On the MMS 002, the bottom serif is attached at the bottom loop. Film at 11.
Can you
You want to say that again?
Well, look at the one above it. So that's the other.
Yeah.
MMS 01. So both of those mint marks were used in 1941. S.
I see what she's saying there about it extending.
Chat. All right.
Go back.
Did you see private chat, Sean?
I couldn't find his question. I'm still searching through. It must have been from a few minutes ago, right?
Yeah, quite a while. I pasted the question in the private chat.
Now, can you zoom out just a tad, Jeff?
Yeah. I forget. Your view is a little bit more focused in than with it the way I'm looking at it. You should stick that over there.
Yeah. See, when I looked at this, I didn't see no evidence of that bottom part of the S underneath. But
yeah. Yeah, it's. I'm leaning towards it being a knot. But you know, when it reaches this point of where it's created with wear or whatever, it's hard to make a complete determination of that.
Yeah. Now, is there a substantial value having one of the mint marks or the other? Type 2 or the type 1? Or the MMS 01 or 02?
Probably not. I would say probably not in that condition.
But if you had like a MS64 full steps.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
65 full steps.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, would one be substantially more rare than the other?
Well, it does carry a cherry picker's premium with it. I'll be honest with you, I haven't looked it up on the price guide.
And now, so the MMS 01 was just used for 1941 S, and then the MMS in 1941 S, MMS 002 was used for 41, 42, and 43. Is that why? Because it was at the beginning of its usage? I don't know. I'm just asking. That's it.
Yeah, let me look that up.
Paula says on Facebook chat the 002 is just a bit more scarce.
Ah, thank you, Paula. Good. Thank you, Carl.
Yeah.
I was trying to look
Yeah,
at
the regular size mint mark for the 41 ends is from 38 to 41, and then in 42 they came out with the giant S, which is very distinct. It really cannot be missed. The trumpet tail was only came out in 7 years, and the 1941 is just by the die, the reverse die that they used.
And remember that the 42 through 45 were silver nickels and had the mint mark on the above
On the
it.
back.
Paul,
Right.
make sure that everybody realized that.
Oh, was I
Right.
looking, Paula? Was I looking at pennies? That's funny. I had a brain fart.
Oh man,
41 was used. Yeah, okay, I see. 38 through 41, and then 41 through 52. I see. All right. I was looking at pennies.
the difference between a nickel and a penny. Holy
I
cow!
can't tell the difference. It's just a nickel.
But on the nickel, because I did research on this a few years back, the large trumpet tail S, the number 2, actually sits a little bit closer to the monument. If you looked at the mint mark position compared to the regular,
Yeah.
I think what I'm seeing here is that this coin that that Brenda had submitted along, I believe this is a well circulated type 1 mint mark, just based off of position alone, because I've come across a few of these that have been circulated, and the mint marks have smushed down after a while, and gives it that false appearance of it being a large S.
Yep. I'll agree with you on that.
And I did a quick look on the price guide, and yeah, I mean, even in the lower grades, it's got a few buck premium, you know, as opposed to in the low circulated grades. It's only worth face value, or 15 cents, 20 cents, or whatever. But the large S, the type 2, it's worth a couple bucks even in the lower grades if you can. And the key is, can you clearly identify it at that level?
I had an Annex Mint State 64 large S that I bought a few years ago. They're not particularly expensive. I would say I paid like $40 for it.
Yeah.
At the same time, I was also bidding on the RPM that exists on the large S, and that one was way out of sight. Just shows you how.
Now that one lit. Yeah, that one's. I saw that. Right, it was right on the next line down, and that rates actually pretty well.
Yeah, it does. A much tougher variant on that particular mid mark.
All right.
All right. So type 1.
So we got a type 1 on that.
And I believe the other coin questions that she had, I answered in a return email.
Yeah.
So, all right. We'll rack that up to a well-worn 41S, type 1, regular mint mark.
And I'm going to skip ahead of this one because I don't want to do 2 nickels in a row. But I'm going to put somebody on the spot with this one.
Hey, Sean, I did have a lady say that she thought my loop was sexy. So I got that going for me.
Nice.
Well, this one here,
Yeah, you're a ladies' man for sure.
Yep, and we do have Paula in the chat, so good to see her joining us in the chat tonight.
looks like this one's for you, Carl.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's addressed to you.
Are all the words on the screen?
Nope.
I typed
There you
this
go.
slow. I typed this real slow because I figured I was going to be the one reading it. Hello,
When you
panel.
set yourself up like that.
If anyone else read this, Carl, it would just be awkward.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Hello, panel, and Carl, if you're there. This 1962 Philadelphia Lincoln Memorial scent is from a BU tube roll. My first thought on this one was struck through a Brillo pad. There are what look like little strike-throughs of tiny wires, like a Brillo pad, especially under States of America. There appears to be a little lamination to the west of the O in one as well. Just looking for about 6 opinions on this one to confirm it's a struck through and some other type of anomaly. Yours truly, hugs and kisses, Sima Soma.
Whoa, wait a minute. Was this a self-send?
Yeah.
You are silly.
Yes.
Figure this out?
He's trying to steal the show, man.
I already know the answer. Can I answer this one?
Great. Now we have to talk about Seamus's tubed roll of pennies.
There you go. You didn't look in.
Hey, it looks looking pretty good on the front there. That's nice.
I have a feeling. Whoa.
Oh,
Yeah, it's got a little bit of a thing going on.
That's interesting there.
Yeah.
It's from a BU
I
roll.
think
It's uncirculated.
I think the Mint employees had a moment.
First impressions?
It's great. Lots of strike through action on here with the little spaghetti string looking thing, and
Yeah, there's some strike through under of and into America, and then there's some down on the left of the memorial above the steps and to the left outside in the field.
why does this coin make me think about going to the dentist?
Oh.
it reminds me of the surface of the moon.
Yeah.
And they got pictures of Mars now we could look at. So
Are there such things as coin dunes?
Hmm. Struck through wire diffle.
That is in Cuse. There's some close-ups of that area too. Another better one. That
and my
one,
first thoughts when I saw this, Carl and I, we discussed this a little bit, and I'm thinking that piece of wire from a wire brush when they were abrading the dye to get rid of something is what the wire is from.
and they use too much grease.
Shoot, man, I have that spot on the 9, 10, 11 o'clock positions got me going a couple ways for some type of a strike through, possibly a greaser.
Well, when they abrade those things, I mean, they use something to keep from actually heating up the dye
Like
too
an
much.
abrasive
They use something. Yeah, what do they call it? It's like a polish or whatever.
I think that's polish, an abrasive paste of some sort.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of. There was a name. There I actually saw. I was researching the brand name of it the other night.
Colgate.
I've been keeping an eye open for another one. I've got 120 rolls of these, and I've got 50 left, but I haven't found another one like that yet. I thought there might be a sister or a twin or.
Yeah. Huh.
I mean, if there are other ones in the rolls, they're either going to be much stronger than that one, or it's going to be weaker, because as you're striking more coins with all the grease and gunk and debris, that stuff eventually kind of, eliminates itself.
Yeah, if there is one, it won't be identical.
No. Yeah.
See, there's a little scratch down there at the bottom of the memorial to the left, too. And
Right here?
Just above or up around the step level. Yeah. Northwest, right there. Northwest in the field.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Right there.
And it's very
And
similar
that's
to
a
that.
little infused.
Yeah, it's just like the one up by of in America. And there is looks like a lamination out to the west of the O.
In one.
Oh,
tried
that's the lamination. Okay, I see.
Yeah. I got some close-ups of that in some other pictures. It didn't show up very well, but
There it
the
is.
best, yeah, there it is. The
Well,
best picture overall of the reverse, that shows the most dramatic part of it.
That is an incredibly messy coin. I can imagine. Well, and it makes sense because it's the reverse die, so that's the stationary one. That's the one that's sitting down below. If the mint employee was abrading, polishing, doing all sorts of work while he's working, a lot of the metal shavings and all the other crap would fall onto the die, along with all the grease and pastes and all the other stuff. So this was probably one of the first coins that was struck after the little maintenance job they did on there.
So is it just a struck through debris, just to be general?
A lot of debris. I mean, you have
Yeah.
wire bristle in there. You got obvious grease with possibly some metal shavings and other different types of stuff in there. It's a very interesting coin.
Struck through garbage disposal, waste.
Exactly. Yep. Kitchen sink style strike through.
There you go. Yeah.
The only thing missing is a gnarly big old spring that's struck through on that.
Very cool,
Or a
Carl.
screw.
Hold on a minute. Let me turn that. There we go. I do want to point out something with Carl's description. He said it was from a BU tube roll.
That's right.
And for people that are looking at BU rolls, the tube rolls are basically people that buy bags. They just throw them in tubes and seal them. So they're considered tube rolls, and then you have bank wrap. So don't be confused when someone goes, "Oh, it's a bank wrapped roll," but it comes like this. This is not bank wrap. This is just a tube roll from someone that just put a bunch of coins in a tube, preferably from a mint bag like Shay has, and they just seal it and they mark it. Sometimes they'll put tape around it. So you will find BU tube rolls at a lot of coin shows and on the third-party sales sites. So,
And if you get those, don't get impatient opening those. If you find one that's locked up, get some help from some of us who've had some experience busting those open properly and correctly. I know Blues had some success one day with free. What was it? What did you do? Did you freeze the? The
canned air.
flash froze it and cracked it.
If you turn it upside down and you spray it, it's actually will flash freeze the roll.
It just don't breathe it.
Yeah, be careful, because if you hit your fingertip with it, you will definitely know it.
You know, considering the Gorilla Glue incident, we got to throw a disclaimer in there to make sure we all understand each other there.
Yeah.
So
I've heard people using hair dryers, boiling pot of water. Let's see, one of those rope cutters that heat up and just slice through it. Plastic.
Yeah,
I just did that yesterday. Put a
but
roll in the
there are
freezer.
ways to get into them. Do not use a knife. You're going to end up cutting your finger. It's
Sometimes the freeze.
email. I don't want to hear anybody that cut their finger off because they were trying to get into a shrink wrap roll with a knife. That's very
Sometimes-
dangerous. I've had success using them. You freeze them and you cover them, and then you tap them with a hammer or something lightly, and those shrink wrap rolls will crack open and break.
Interesting.
Sometimes you have to try the hot and cold method more than once, 4 or 5 times to loosen them up. And
Yeah, be patient with them. They can be a pain.
All right. You got the next one?
I do. Yeah, and I'll read this one. I was going to go ahead and kind of take this one from Stuart. Hey, guys and gals. This is a 2014 Philadelphia nickel. I was checking the doorway for a DDO, and I found this raised circular feature instead.
Yep. I did post the link to the article that you have with it.
Please.
On the chat, so people could read the article.
And that's the one that goes to the Mike Diamond article.
Yeah, from Coin World.
Okay, that goes to the Mike Diamond article. Okay, good.
The ring error.
Yeah. Right. There's if you go out and search for this, there's also a community thread that's got some good information on it, but the best information is the Mike Diamond write-up. All right, so what we're looking at, I mean, it's really faint because I actually have one of these, and it's a little tough to see. I just about missed mine. So we've got the doorway right there, and you can see just this. For his, you've got a perfect circle right there. But it's not quite center with the coin. Better view.
Yeah, I could see how that could be very easily missed if you weren't really keen to looking for it.
Yeah, and actually the first ones I was showing were, I believe those were mine. That was my mistake there. But yeah, that's his right there with the arrow on it. Yeah, he's got, you can actually see some of the sharp edges on his circle. And then, yeah, that's mine right there. Now, mine is on a 2015. And I got, just like Stuart did, I got like kind of curious and I needed to get some information on it. And I didn't really find a whole lot on it. There's not a lot of information about these. About the only person who's done any kind of write-up or commentary has been Mike Diamond. And it's kind of, you know, for somebody, usually, you know, when we come to, you know, when we reach out to him and get, you know, commentary from him or read some of the articles that he's written and some of some of the stuff he does on AeroRef, he usually has a lot to say about what something is. He's got a good good answer of what it is. But I took the liberty of finding one of his comments that he did on the community thread, and it kind of sums it up. I'll just kind of go ahead and read it out. This is from Mike Diamond. This is a die ring. The cause remains unknown. They appear on cents, nickels, and quarters, and occur in many years, primarily from 2004 on. At least 3 reverse dies affected by die rings are known among 2014 P nickels, which is what Stewart's is. Die rings are often small like this one, but there is a smaller subset in which the rings are considerably larger. Many die rings show a single ring, where a minority show one or more sets of concentric rings. They do not appear to be related to concentric lathe marks, which we've had these on the show before. Die rings are located near the center of the coin, and many are not perfectly centered, which is another difference from lathe marks. They also don't form a tight spiral as lathe marks should. It's not clear if these rings are generated before hubbing, during hubbing, or after hubbing, or even if they all stem from the same cause. So it's kind of a lot of words to say that there's just not a really good answer of what these are. They're cool, they're peculiar. It's neat that I've found one, and he's obviously found one. I kind of like his a little bit better than mine. His is a little bit easier to see. His actually kind of disappears under that doorway there. And
when you just explained that just now, Jeff, you know what this reminds me of to kind of like a similar degree is the 2019 Lowell National Park quarters with the earring, where they inadvertently did not grind off that on the die. Would you say that little thing is like dead center on the coin? Because it looks off center in the doorway, but I'm not sure.
It's off center, and that's actually one of the when you go on and you read the actual Coin World article, it actually is one of the diagnostics for one of these. Is most of them, or almost all of them, appear not perfectly center, but just slightly off of center. Dead center is from the point of, look at this one, from that point of that triangle, and draw an imaginary line straight down. And you see on mine right there, just maybe a third of it would be considered in the center of the coin, so that it's certainly off.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Minnesota Joe said that he just found like 2 of the Washington quarter earrings.
Man.
He just found 2 of them yesterday for like a total of 5. And do they compare that to this type of anomaly in the article?
The article that I read, Mike did not allude to that at all. We were just kind of making, since it's it's circular, it's in the center, and it kind of makes sense that hey, could those be related? I think those came down to what, just a peculiarly perfectly shaped die chip.
I believe that's what it eventually came on. I saw that on a Facebook post. I think it was in that same thread concerning this particular.
Right. When
nickel.
those came out, when those first came out, I was kind of excited because I had just found my 2015. I thought, oh, maybe I'll answer my question about what's going on in my nickel with what's going on in that quarter. And no, it's not related, I don't think.
And it's not a remnant of a clash or anything.
No, there's nothing. There is nothing on that. You could see right there. There's nothing that can clash with. you know, because it's the eyes are not, you know, even though you'd think they're not. They're actually kind of like pigtails. The pupils are. So
Because I think the Washington quarter earring that it was first attributed as some sort of projection that sticks out from the middle of the hub that made the die, and that projection was not cut off correctly, and it made a hole in the die that the subsequently made the earrings on all those low quarters. But it sounds like that's been discarded as a possibility now.
Yeah. Yeah. I hate to send people out for a whole bunch of homework, but that article that I posted, the Coin World article, is a very interesting read on that. He does have pictures of the Lincoln Head cent where you see it. And that ring's kind of interesting because it shows up. That one is dead center, and it shows up as two semicircles on either side of the Lincoln statue on the memorial. That was really cool.
It's like Lincoln's in parentheses.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, Paula in chat is jumping up and down, waving her hands in the air. Hey guys, look what I wrote.
Yeah.
I think that was regarding the Lowell earring quarters.
I was thinking. I wonder how they. I wonder if there's any bulge on the edges of the die over time. Like, you know, like did they shave the side of the die at all? And if they did, wouldn't they want to rotate it in order to do so? Or is there really a purpose? And then wouldn't they need to hold it in place with something that would then cause some circular marks on the face of the coin as well as the bottom as it's holding it in place and spinning it to do something?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You know, how could you gouge the die face like that and be in different spots every time? It kind of implies something manual, but to me.
Yeah, it's some sort of maintenance thing, you know, with the die. I don't know. It's too coincidental that it's showing up on two different dates of Jefferson. There might even be other examples on other dates.
There's a Roosevelt ear on a couple of years, I think.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be awesome if that was a 5?
Oh, goodness.
Someone just had to bring that up, huh?
It was his week.
Yeah. It's a zero in the doorway.
Yeah.
It's a zero.
Is it ever worth a shot to ask the mint, hey, go grab this die and look at it and get us some pictures? We want to know what this is. Can we see what the die looks like?
We can't even get them to produce high quality coins. You think they're going to take a picture of a die for us?
Does Mike Diamond have such a relationship with the mint to find that kind of stuff out?
Hey, why don't you write him a letter and find out, sir?
I did 6 months ago. No reply.
Well,
the
squeaky wheel, right, gets the attention. So you got to write them every week for a year, and then they'll respond. Just to stop you writing for more letters.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So make 100 copies, stuff them in envelopes, and drop one in the mail every week.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna press.
Some like to play hard to get. I like to play hard to avoid.
Yeah, Carl can't stay out of the rabbit hole. It's like a crater for him some weeks.
So, well, that's what all this learning is. You can go down those rabbit holes and go, well, I think that's all I want to know about that, and crawl back and find something else.
I think Carl's rabbit hole has an elevator in it.
Elevator, escalator.
What do we have next? Moving right along. From Chris. Found this Lincoln cent. Seeing if it's still worth anything in this condition. Thanks.
Somebody had some notes on this.
The 83.
Yeah, we lost you.
Oh, I
Dun,
think
dun,
I think he was talking about the 83 P Philadelphia Lincoln Cent DDR. And yeah. Okay.
That was my fault. I went to go.
buddy, it's still your fault.
No, no,
Still your fault, man.
I'm sorry. That last one was me. That was me trying to put you in a big
Rabbit hole.
I just dumped into that one. Yeah, this is 83 from Chris, reference to a DDR, correct?
Yeah.
Let's see this thing.
Oh boy. Look at that United. Ooh.
Yeah, you know it's funny. The picture is out of focus, but still very, very noticeable.
Wow.
I just posted a link to Variety Vista on this. DDR 001 FS 801.
That's correct.
It's hard to control my envy.
Is this is this the same one? Did you find one of these, Paula? Beautiful.
Yeah, Chris, the short answer is yes. Even in this sad state, it is still worth something. That's the good news.
Yeah, don't clean it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no Brillo pad on this one.
Just leave that stuff there.
Yeah.
It is what it is. There's a lot of staining and carbon on this, and it's not reversible.
Ooh,
Nope.
a lot of
One heck of a find. Diabrasion.
Zinc action on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you could miss that. That's a big one. That's where you want to turn the coin over and look at the other side, even when it's dirty.
Yeah, that's pretty. DDR 001 FS 801.
Somebody rode around with this in their cup holder with a drink for like months.
Anybody want to throw a dollar amount out on that one? Ballpark?
$50, 50 to 75 in that range.
That's pretty decent.
It is decent. If you get into problem-free coins, they're well over $100, and then mid-state reds are generally $250 and up. Mm-hmm. So for one that looks like this, I'm pretty confident it's in that price range.
If you're not going to have it in your collection, it'd be nice to put it for auction rather than set a value price if you're going to sell it like on eBay or something. Let some folks fight over it.
Yeah, sell this.
Just don't start it out at $1.
Yeah, sell this one and buy another coin that you do like. That's problem free.
Yeah.
Like I think for the amount of money that you could get for a coin like this, I would say it would be reasonable to flip it into, say, a graded mid-state 6895 DDO. It's nice high grade. a very strong variety. Yeah, they're a little bit more common, but you're turning this into better quality.
We've got an auction going on in the chat.
We always have that one coin that people are bidding on.
Always. It's kind of like we're running the late night coin show on cable.
Coin vault.
Yeah, the coin vault.
Coin vault.
Yep.
HF.
Only I like our stuff better.
Yeah, me too. We don't sell those gold plated statehood quarters that you hear about.
Gosh, I wonder how many they did those two. Ready for the next one?
Well, I just wanted to comment a minute about this. The class of doubling is class 4, and it's really interesting because it looks like it's all going northward direction. And I thought for a minute there was rotation, but that's only because I was looking at just the side pictures. But if you look at it, look how it's all just moving northward. In the center, along the edges, the bottom. That's pretty cool.
And it looks like it's still in motion, don't it?
Yeah.
Oh, the picture's moving.
Oh.
So this just shows that the dies were offset from each other, and it happened to be in that direction when it was hubbed. So when they were making the die, they were the hub and the die were just a little bit off center from each other when the impression was made. It's pretty cool.
That might be the coin of the night.
All right. We ready to move on?
Yep.
I guess I'll take this one, huh?
We'll let Sean handle this one.
Yeah. Hi, Sean. I'm Minnesota Joe, and I've been a subscriber on your channel for a while. Well, thank you, sir. I was coin roll hunting half dollars today on that date and found a 71D half that I'm convinced it is the same error you mentioned on your channel here. Huh, it's funny. I think I know what this one is.
Yeah, I think I've missed this. I didn't get a chance to go look at this video.
Ah, anyone know what this one is now? It's a common date for these.
Is it on quarter stock?
Exactly. You hit the nail right on the head. 71 is the common date for this type of error. How cool is that?
Wait.
In that picture, it looked like the diameter was off too, but maybe he doesn't have them evened up with each other.
I've tried to shoot those pictures, but for some reason, those pictures are
I think
really
it's
hard to get.
Yeah, I think they're lined up.
Yeah, what I stick mine in between like a couple of coin rolls, like a couple quarter rolls, and those kind of hold them up, and you don't get the distortion from trying to hold them with your fingers.
I think Minnesota Joe's in here. I wanted to know if he can tell us what made him stop and take a second look at this one. What was it that made him hold the phone and say, this isn't quite right?
What's the expected weight?
11.34.
Okay, so definitely under.
So from 8 grams to 11 grams, I guess if you had a pretty good feel, you could pretty much tell the difference, couldn't
It's a
you?
little over 2.5 grams.
And for a lot of people, the first, I guess, general observation would be the overall weakness of the strike. It almost looks like it struck through grease. But seeing as how this is a thinner planchet than a standard Kennedy planchet, the pressurization doesn't strike it up all the way. And that's why it looks like this.
Yeah.
It just felt different, sounded a little different, but I was confused at first, he says.
That's actually, it's interesting. That's how I found my thin stock quarters that I found, where I kind of, there was something about just the way it felt, the way it sounded, the way it tasted, whatever. It was not right, because I was going through a box of quarters that day.
So is it could it be quarter stock? Because quarters usually 5.67 grams. Seems like 8.76 is a little too heavy for it to be a quarter.
Well, a quarter thickness stock in the overall size of a Kennedy $50.
Oh, so you're talking about maybe the quarter punch was left on the $50 when they were punching the $50 planches.
Yeah, that's what I was understanding. That was, Ann had a question about that too. Well, what is quarter stock going to weigh? Well, when it's the size of the $50, it's going to weigh what that scale just showed us, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I could do some back of the napkin math real quick. Let me see here.
I mean, if you kind of make up the difference in your head, between the two, considering the larger diameter of the $50, that makes that weight makes sense.
Somebody hand Shay a roll of toilet paper. He's going to do some math.
All right.
You're going to do some ciphering.
Do you have some music for that?
There's
yeah, let's move on. I'll see if I can come up with an answer because it's going to take.
Okay.
I know the multiplication factor for the speed of wood if you need it. There.
There was a reason why we brought Carl on board.
They talk about the speed of light and speed of sound. Is there a measure for the speed of smell?
We studied that on submarines when I was in the Navy.
Because he who dealt it, or he who smelt it, dealt
there
it.
You go. It was hang time, spread rate, and stench.
And
the judges say?
Had your own little formula to figure all that out, right?
Yes, we did. We were nuclear power guys, and of course we had evaluation or equations for it.
Oh my goodness. All right. What do we got next? From just another average stacker. Good morning, panel. Was going through another box of pennies. Congratulations. You're able to get pennies in your area. And I was looking for the 89 reverse on this 88 penny when I discovered that there was no FG here at all. Combined with that, Lincoln does not show in the memorial either. And I have 2 questions about this, and I hope that you can help me with it. There are major die scratches on the reverse, which leads me to believe that the die was over polished and the image of the coin and the FGs were polished off. Is this the case here? My initial thought was it was a grease-filled die, but I don't think that is the case. And number 2, is it due to over polishing? Why are some no FG coins recognized as varieties, why others are not? Thank you for your time to look at these from just another average stacker. Two great questions.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Minnesota Joe, thank you for that submission, buddy. That was actually a good one for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a really good question on this 88. Faux show.
Since we're centered here, I'm going to focus in, and not a whole lot of Lincoln, just his legs.
Well, I guess that shot was a little low.
Oh. Terrible.
Terrible.
Horrible.
Oh,
Terrible.
yeah, that
And
was bad.
So the most obvious attribution for the missing initials is 69D, right? So that one's in like the Cherry Picker's Guide, and people to this day still look for those, and they're generally paired with the floating roof because what it boils down to is an over abrasion in most cases. But you also saw them on 70Ds, and that's not attributed. And then here we are with an 88. Clogged eye issue.
I think he is right on the money with the over polishing, because you could see those polishing marks going from east to west.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, some of that might be, some plating. I don't know. It looks like polishing marks to me.
Yeah.
It's possible that this might have had a clashing event at one point.
Mm-hmm.
When they did some pretty robust polishing on there to eliminate that, because you could see it in the base too, and that's probably a good reason why you only see Lincoln's legs.
Yeah.
They obliterated the original design of that.
If you go to Bay 2, about a third of the way up, looks like there is some type of a third way up. All right. I need control of your mouse.
There.
Not quite halfway. It looks like there is a line a little lower. Right in there. Looks like, yep. Looks like there is a little line that could possibly be part of a clash.
So the technical term, you hear these called, you hear it certainly when you're talking about buffalo nickels with the three-legged and the two feathers, is they call them abraded dye varieties. That's where the omission of the lettering or device or whatever is the result of over polishing. And some of them are collectible and noticed and collectible. Some others they're just not noticed. That they just don't have the domain, the attention and the demand from the public that others do.
Another great example of that are the missing FG candy half dollars. Those can be found across a number of various states, but there's only correct me if I'm wrong, guys, a couple dates that are recognized and attributed, 82P, and then one other one, right, in the 70s.
Trying to think of which one that was.
72D.
I want to say it was 72. I think you're right.
I'm thinking 74. But I'm not real familiar with the halves. Is there traces of the dye abrasion on the top of the reverse? Because I noticed that there is.
Well, I don't really have a good picture of the top.
Yeah.
We've got the roof, and we've got full lines on the roof. Where we're.
And I'm not seeing no marks above for any type of work that was done to the dye to preserve it, just only on the bottom from the middle down.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we're thinking abraded dye. For this
Yeah.
one. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's my vote.
Fair enough. We ready for another? We got more comments on this one.
I think we're ready to move on.
Okay.
Hey, common sense measures. Can you elaborate on what scrotal toning is?
I forgot to ask or thank everybody for their comments on the coin I submitted. Thank you, everybody.
Always.
Anytime. That one gets the award for most interesting of the
Well, I don't know that
so far.
that 83 DDR is my favorite.
The person that submitted was interesting.
Only from the ankles down. You want me to read this one?
I'll read this one.
All right.
I haven't read it in a while. From Mary, hi. I've just bought a 1921 peace dollar. I noticed it had at least one error. My eyes, even with magnification, it's hard to determine more. I know of the high relief, but I saw the rim and possibly other known errors. What could be the value of this coin? These are the only this time these are the only photos. I will be receiving the coin shortly. The letter was in two parts, where there was some correspondence back and forth. Thanks for the reply back. I now have the coin in hand, and it shows only a minuscule amount of misalignment. I was able to inspect my coin better in person. There is a die chip over the word 1 on the reverse. I also noticed some doubling in some of the lettering of the word peace. Pictures of the best I could do. I don't have steady hands. Thanks, Mary. And I tell you, I struggle with pictures myself. Never apologize for those. Just do your best.
Yeah, James, I confess that was me. I should probably put it on mute. I'm eating a loud salad.
All right, there is a link in chat about this coin, and it is on VAM World, and it is a VAM 1B. Small die gouges with oval dot shapes above the N in 1.
There's one marker, one pickup. And this is one of the marks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that die gouge above the N in 1. And that's the only attribution they have for it on VAM World.
I'm assuming she picked this off of eBay or Facebook somewhere, but being able to paying attention to from pictures or I'm assuming she probably only had to work with pictures probably about as good as this. She was able to spot that.
Yeah. If you're interested in learning about the VAMs, CFA, Coins for Amateurs, he did a 100-part video, and he discussed VAM 1 through VAM 100 and the attributions and how to find them.
Did he do the Morgan, just the Morgans, or did he do the piece too? Because
you know what? I do not know.
I think he just did the Morgans.
Oh,
yeah, I think he did. I agree. He did just do the Morgans. I don't remember seeing the.
I didn't want anybody going out there looking for the upset that he doesn't have the peace dollar ones. Maybe Chad needs to do that next. Do the peace. Do the peace dollar VAMs, because he did a good job with the Morgan ones.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Jeff, and thank you, Sean, for the correction on that.
And CFA is definitely one of a friend of the show, and we enjoy his show, and he puts out some good content. He's definitely somebody to check out. Coins for Amateurs.
Yeah, he usually pops in the chat, during our streams. Yeah. I haven't seen him yet, but he might pop in later. So I had mentioned to Mary that looks like just standard good old dye deterioration on the on piece there.
Yeah.
The coin does look like it was cleaned at one point. Most 1921s have at one point.
Evidence of a little polish there. Well, that's cool. It's neat seeing somebody went out, cherry picked something, thought they had something, and came back with some good news to report.
Yeah, essentially every piece of Morgan dollar is going to have its own VAM number tied to it. Even the most common die pairings, or rather clean, because there are some VAMs are just normal. They don't have doubling, or they don't have a funny die chip somewhere, or a crack. But in theory, every single Morgan and piece, date and mint mark will have its own VAM attribution, regardless.
All right.
Yep. Very nice pickup.
What's that?
Yeah. That's a nice pickup when you could find them. Especially if you could get them not attributed. When you could buy them when they're not attributed by the seller, and you could get them, I guess they consider that to be a cherry pick.
Yeah, there's a lot of dealers, even to this day, that don't know anything about VAMs.
No.
It's if you guys check out the website, it'll make your head spin just how many VAMs exist for specific dates. You might even hate it to a fault. It's so time consuming, and you can have two different VAM numbers for relatively similar, pickup points. Like, let's take this 21 piece, for example. There might be 2 or 3 other VAMs with that same die gouge above the end, and there might be some other different variable on that coin that will make it a different VAM. Like, for instance, something that's pretty common on the piece dollars is going to be the clash marks right to the right of the eagle's head on its shoulder. That's usually a very common spot for further attribution type stuff. But seriously, it's time consuming. Very.
It's the worst ones in the Morgan series for me are the ones where they're talking about the die cracks, because they are loaded with die cracks. You know, die cracks through the date and the stars and.
Yeah, the die cracks, Jeff, and also date position, because you have to sit there and match it up with the denticles and how far away it is from the tip of the bust and all that great stuff.
Yeah.
I go blind looking at that stuff.
I bought because I've done bust dollars before, and a lot of the Overton book, a lot of it is pure description. You don't have pictures to go by, and he uses millimeter measurements on certain, die cracks and elements from the rim and that type of thing. Yeah, it's spaces between the milling and things like that. I went out and bought a millimeter scale or ruler so that I could actually be able to follow what he's talking about in the Overton book.
That's nutty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you can't do that on eBay, and I don't think they're going to let me do that at a table at a show. It's kind of have to know a little bit more of what you're looking at. All I was doing was just going through some of the stuff I picked already.
Yeah, pretty serious business when you're at the show table.
Yeah.
And you whip out the digital calipers.
All right. Next one.
All right, we got one from James. I was hoping you could help me with this. Is this a cracked planchet? I'm not sure what you would call. I'm not sure what you would call it. Any help would be greatly appreciated.
Is this James Eubanks? I know he was asking of whether or not we were going to get to his submission.
Yes.
Yeah, this is James.
Yep.
Eubanks coin.
Yeah.
Well, James, if you're still here, you're in luck. Here you go, sir.
A lot of times I'll not put, I'm not sure how folks feel about their full name being on there. I'll just put like a first name when I do my picture setups.
I think that's his username in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his username.
There he is.
Oh,
Hey, that's a good one.
that's not a die crack. That's a cud.
Scroll to the left.
Oh, sorry. It's I've got my window out of alignment. That's all that is.
Oh, okay. Oh my goodness. That's like what's behind door number 3 and bam.
Yeah, that was a dramatic reveal, Jeff. You ought to try that more often.
I'm going to do that more. That was really cool.
Oh. Oh, that is so nice.
I'm tickling myself because I was thinking of an old Droopy cartoon. where they were revealing the Queen of Sports.
Yes, dear, I understand.
Sorry. Oh.
Yes,
Yep.
please.
That is a cud.
That is a nice one. Anybody want to venture to guess which one?
No, but I know if you go on Cuds on Coins, you could look it up. I don't have that available right. I can bring that up.
I can go look if you'd like.
Paula's probably already got it.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet she's on it because she was quiet for like a minute in chat. She loves stuff like this.
Oh yeah. Oh.
I kind of like the full view of that one right there. I just
Yeah,
went
that
through.
one you can see from a good distance away. for sure.
Went through about 10 pounds of wheats and didn't find a single cud, not even a rim cud.
Not even a retained one? Yeah.
No, a few cracks here and there. Found a few little minor RPMs, a couple minor double dyes.
Eddie, no, I'm not sure I want to hit buttons.
Be careful. That's what got me in trouble earlier.
Yeah, it's easy to do. Lincoln cents. There we go. Hit that button. 1940 to 1942.
Yeah, James with a cud on the opposite side of where the cud is. Normally, you would have weakness if and only if there's design devices in that area. You would notice. Is there an obverse picture? There it is.
Yeah.
So you see how S&T and trust is a little weak on this? That would be the opposite side of where the cud is. That's how you know it's a legitimate cud error.
Oh, good
When
point.
you see that.
I'm glad he asked. Yeah.
Yeah. There is nothing on cuds on coins for this coin, so it's
Really? Huh.
a new discovery.
Is there a list of cuds and then a list of retained cuds?
This one might be a retained because you have a little bit of the wheat stalk design upset on that cud, whereas on a regular cud, that channel right there would be completely filled in.
Yeah.
So this might be a retained cud. I'm not sure.
Yeah, let me go over there and look. Not like I don't have 19 windows open already. Nope, not seeing nothing for that. All right. Interior.
James, go on cuds on coins and submit this one. Are the owners of cuds on coins? You guys know if they're sticklers over image quality?
Yes, they are.
They are.
Yep.
They are big on their image requirements. Got to be so many pixels by so many pixels and clear and centered, north, south, east, and west. And
They want to
I
be
gave
able
up.
to see that 5 on cheek, huh?
Yeah. I just posted the link to Cuds on Coins. So it will have the information for submitting a coin and all that good stuff on it. I'm not going to read it for you.
There you go, man. That's your numismatic 15 minutes of fame there. If you could get your name and all that on this one, that's a good one.
Yeah. I submitted stuff to them and I got rejected because of picture quality, and I sent in the best pictures I could submit.
Second time was a charm for me on my spike head.
I believe Paula was saying that she submitted one like 4 or 5 times and it got rejected. So she sent the pictures to Ken, and Ken sent it in the exact same pictures, and it got accepted.
So what does that tell you? Just kidding, Paula. Just kidding.
Oh boy.
She's probably laughing in the background right now over that.
Yeah, no, she's probably thinking to herself, man, Ken, the man, the myth, the legend.
Oh, yeah.
Is this the last one tonight, Jeff?
This is our last one tonight.
Last one?
Yes, sir.
You want me to read that one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, I have a very simple question for the panel. I found this 1974 P Washington quarter, and is this a damage or some type of lamination problem? Thank you for your answers. It'll be on the reverse. He's got a real nice picture of up close on one of them.
All right. Let's see, talking about this little piece over here.
Yeah, down around the 3 and 4 o'clock.
Oh wait, I gotta do this right. Oh, that's not going to work.
And we're like, it's close, it's not. It's close, it's not.
Got a couple different. I like the different lighting angles help, by the way.
That's the best picture right there.
That one right there. Yeah. It certainly looks like some lamination.
Yeah, if you look at the rim on top of the A going across, you can see a little lamination crack.
Well, you know, it's interesting. You see how it's discolored from right underneath the lamination to where the wingtip is all the way through America.
Yeah.
You think that's kind of like a little improper alloy mix that might cause the lamination issues on there?
That's a good possibility if it was not right in that little area and it peeled.
Some of the copper migrating through. Is that what you're trying to say, or am I off?
Well, no, I take that back because these are it's
Your
nickel,
sandwich.
copper, and then nickel, so you wouldn't have any copper on the nickel part of it usually. Yeah, Paula said contamination under that cladding.
Oh,
Now, we don't get very many Washington quarters with
No.
lamination on them.
Oh, not even the silver ones either. Usually you don't see it on those very much. Certainly not the copper nickel ones. But yeah, it's a nice little piece of lamination there.
Yep. Unique.
Well, that was
on
my last one. Does anybody have anything else? Or?
That was the last email we had for tonight. We are going on, what, hour and a half, I believe?
2 hours.
2 hours. Yeah, a little over 2 hours.
I'm looking through pre-cuds on cuds and coins for the 1942 penny. I think it might be in there. Let me finish looking.
All right. While he's going through that,
You could take me off.
thank you everyone for joining us tonight, submitting the emails and the pictures and the questions to us. It's always appreciated. You all make the show. We just try to answer the questions to the best of our ability, and we get them close. We get them real close. I think we've only had a couple of them that we retracted our designation on after further evidence.
Yep. Oh, I did want to go back to one thing I said early in the show when I was talking about mint marks. I said something about, and it's one of the dumbest things I've said here, that they would. In 2013, they punched the mint mark into the working die. That is absolutely not true. That is punched into the hub. Certainly by 2013, they stopped doing that in 1989 on all U.S. coinage, where they punched it in individually. It was punched into the hub. So, I'll try to figure out, maybe if I come up with an answer on how that error occurred on those 5-ounce coins, I'll come back and do a revision of more I've learned.
Those sorry, let me do this. All right.
Hi.
So the more premium style of hockey puck, are those considered burnished, where it's more satiny?
Yeah, those are the burnished ones. The bullion ones are kind of like almost like an uncirculated.
And
type.
those did not have a physical mint mark, right? The bullion types.
I believe they have a mint mark. I'm not sure. I'll have to go look.
Because my theory is it's possible that the mint used the bullion obverse dye to produce the burnished.
Yeah, let me.
If it did, I don't know if those had no mint marks or.
No, I'll give you an answer really fast. I've got one right here.
I think a close match for James Eubanks 42 pre-Cud on Cuds or coins.
Oh, did you find the match, Carl?
It's pretty close. It may be a different stage of it. I'm going to try to share my screen if that's possible.
Oh, Jeff wants to show his screen first.
Okay, I don't want to interrupt what somebody else is doing.
Oh, you're fine. That's
Jeepers.
There's no mint mark on that.
Yeah, that's definitely a coffee coaster.
What year is that?
This is 2020. This is the bat.
There's no D on that either then, huh?
There's no D. It is a no D. It is a no W either.
There's no Q, no L.
No Q. No privy mark either. So I'm kind of liking what you're kind of the direction you're going there, Sean. On that is perhaps they used a
bullion obverse dye.
Yeah.
Let me see.
That's
Let
possible.
me add this to the stream. There we go.
1942. Let me pull.
Hold that picture back up.
We
Yeah,
just have to match it up with James's positioning. Looks like the top of the pre-cud is right above K3.
Yeah.
Thereabouts.
K3 to 4 or K2 40. Yeah, K3 to K430.
What did I do? I
K4.
screwed up.
K4.
Nope, it's still on there. It just went a little.
Can you see the whole thing?
Yep, that's a good picture.
It's fine, Carl.
All right.
All right, now let me show Jeff.
That was a little lower.
Yeah, James is a little lower.
And
Scrolling through the rest of these, or
No, go back to that image you were at.
1942 has so many, we would be here all night. There's like
Yeah.
pages of it, right?
Yeah, there's quite a few of them.
not pre-cuds, and that's where I found this was under pre-cud list.
Yeah, they get a little mixed up. They list retained cuds, and sometimes they're just die cracks. So you need to have movement of that die. So you have lateral or horizontal movement, and to be a retained cud, which is meaning that a piece of the die is retained. That's different than just a die crack. and it's different than a cud where that retained piece is fallen out completely. So there is, there's specific definitions for these things, and if you have a numbering and labeling system, then you need to abide by the rules for what it should be. It's a die crack, or it's an RCD, or it's a cud. They're three distinct aspects to that, in my opinion. So I'm sort of anal retentive and exact about these things. So yeah, it is what it is. Use your eyeballs, judge for yourself. Not all websites are always correct about everything, but we're all human. So
that wasn't a match.
No.
Okay.
But you could literally spend a couple hours on 1942 itself.
Yeah. James said he's already been there and looked and couldn't find nothing. So,
Hey,
I would
send it in.
Yeah, I would go through their submission and see what they're asking for qualifications and send it in. And then keep an eye on your email. If they want better pictures, they'll email you with better pictures request. So
I had like 7 spiked heads that I took pictures of, and I sent the first one in as a trial. And I was up all night, in fact, till 5 a.m. doing all of that. And the first one was rejected. And I said, well, that was a waste of time. That's the best I can do. So the other 6 coins, I didn't even try to submit.
Yep. That's all right. Their website, they could run it the way they want, and we just have to kind of work around it.
Yep.
So,
yeah, I went twice, and the second time he made sure I knew that he was kind of throwing me a bone.
Hey, quick little pro tip for the people in chat, because if you guys have issues taking close-ups of your coin, if you have an Apple device, there is a magnifier. I don't know if you can see that right there. A magnifier app, which is an alternative camera, but you can take really nice, crisp close-ups of your coin. But you do have to save it as an image onto your phone. So that way you can pull it up and email it to us or whatever the case may be. But it works wonders. So I don't have the latest model of iPhone. I think this is a XR, but any of your current models that support it and have a good, decent camera, you could certainly use that app.
I got an Obama phone.
Wait, that was from what? 2000 to 2000.
You can also get one of these for your phone. Erlig Pout. I don't know how you pronounce that, but they're little lenses that you can put over the camera. And they have a little clip. And well, now that one's gone. But anyway, they have wide angle. They have additional. Yeah, this is a 20x macro lens that you can put on top of that and allow you to get nice and close. And by the way, if you take a look at your photo and it's fuzzy and you send it to us, you know what we're looking at? A fuzzy photo. So if you could, you guys take a look at your pictures before you send them. Certainly makes for better diagnosis and attribution on our part. So.
Yeah. Oh, but by the way, guys, clean your lens too. That'll make just about everything out of focus. It doesn't matter how much you try.
So, okay. I want to thank everyone in chat for showing up tonight. It's always a pleasure to see y'all here every week. Thank you so much for submitting the pictures and the questions of the coins to us. You could keep doing that at info@livecoinqa.com. And you could also reach out to us on Coin Q&A on the Facebook page. Thank you for our mods in the chat tonight, keeping an eye on things and answering questions.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
Cindy wants us to read something she wrote, and it says, friendly reminder, we at times have young people watching, so please be family friendly in chat. That's your PSA for the evening.
Very good point. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Cindy.
Please.
Yeah. So our mods do a good job keeping an eye on chat and answering questions. So thank you very much. Jeff, Sean, Shay, Carl, thank you so much for being part of the panel tonight. Always a pleasure to see your smiling faces here and sharing your knowledge.
It was a
Next,
pleasure. Thank you for having me. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Take care.
So long.
Thanks.